Assalamualaikum. We are from group EngineerX, consists of 5 group members, starting with Muhammad Al-Bashri bin Muhyiddin. Next is Muhammad Faris Salman bin Muhammad Hafizu, Muhammad Fatih bin Muhammad Fuad, myself, Muhammad Syarif bin Salim, and lastly Muhammad Ijat.Uzuddin bin Hashim. In this engineering professional practice, we have chosen the topic of reduce, reuse and recycle. In this video, we're going to discuss more onto the 3R. The topic being divided into 5 parts, starting with introduction. The second is the importance of 3R. The third part will be the challenges of 3R implementation. The fourth will be the contribution of engineer on 3R. And lastly, conclusion of 3R. Onto the introduction. Starting with the history of 3R, in the year of 1970, during time of the Vietnam War, has caused a lot of air pollution, waste, and water quality issue. And the US Senator Galen Nelson has founded the first Earth Day on the April 22, 1970, and globally by the entrepreneur John McConnell. This day had the purpose to increase the awareness of environmental issue and being celebrated over 100 countries around the world. The celebration has also promoted the 3R, which is the reduce, reuse and recycle. Before the first Earth Day being founded, the method of recycle, reduce and reuse has been implemented by the older generation. For the first example, in the year of 1031, Japan has begun the first ever recorded reuse of waste paper. All of the old document and paper are being recycled into new paper, and all of these products being sold through the country. Next, in the year of 1690, Rittenhouse Mill near Philadelphia has introduced of recycled paper manufacturing process. The paper being made from the fiber derived from recycled cotton and linen rich. For the third example, in the year of 1897, material recovery facility was being created in New York. The facility will sort out the trash at the picking yard and separate into various grades such as paper, metal and carpet. All of the sorted trash is for recycling and reuse.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Fatih and I will continue our presentation with the importance of 3R. Nowadays, overpopulation, climate change, water pollution, and greenhouse effect giving a lot of trouble, giving negative impact to our ecosystem and environment. So by the promoting the 3R, these 3R giving a lot of benefit and advantage impact to our environment and ecosystem. So the first important of the 3R is to reduce and minimize amount of waste. So we can cut the amount of trash that we generate by doing recycle and reuse the thing that we had. The second one is to save energy and money. So we can save the energy for the resources usage. And the last one is to prevent pollution and greenhouse effect to sustain our environment so we can live in a cleaner and safe environment. So there is one quote about the 3R. Is it important to be mindful of the 3R in our everyday life? Our environment does so much for us. It's time to do the same for our earth and environment.
Okay, moving to the next slide, which is the challenges of 3R implementation. So basically, this slide will study on what will engineer be facing when they are trying to achieve 3R objective. First, the challenge is the climate crisis. Next, when engineer trying to providing more food. And lastly, how can engineer making water clean and accessible? Okay, for the climate crisis, as we haven't been treating our world as we should have been, engineers will be the one who struggles. They need to help offset pollution created by large companies and corporations, finding sustainable solutions to the energy problem, or even ensuring future generations of engineers to be more environmentally conscious than any who have come before. Next, how to make water clean and accessible. The lack of clean water causes more deaths worldwide than wars. According to the statistic, more than 60% of the world population still does not have sufficient access to the clean water every day. And lastly, how engineers can provide more food. This challenge tends to grow along with the expanding world population. As the number of mouths to be fed increase, so does the need for nutritious food.
Next is the contribution of engineer on 3R. Next, I will explain about develop the new innovation. So, as an engineer, they can contribute to this 3R program by developing an innovation by using recycled parts. For example, from old tires transformed to furniture, you use bottle to flower pots, and other than that. There are many things that can reuse the disposed item, but some people does not have the ideas on what to do with the disposed stuff. So engineer can provide several ideas with the parts and its steps on how to transform the disposed stuff to another innovation product. With this contribution, the society can have more idea and be open-minded about the item to be disposed also can still be used with different functions and can increase the response among society. And then all engineers have their expertise of knowledge and skills at specific areas such as mechanical engineers, electrical engineers, computer engineers, and others. So each of these type of engineers can contribute in developing an idea about reduce, recycle, and reuse to society. They can share their knowledge using several ways such as using poster, video, and face-to-face workshop. So to make it easier for society to follow the steps, it has to use simple tools that usually everyone has it. Next, engineer also can contribute by create a machine to make easier for the public to perform this 3R process. For example, engineer can make a recycle bin applied with robot arm where it can help a person by transfer the recycled items into the bin. This can help people with less ability to lift heavy objects, and it can further extend participation up to elderly. And then engineer also can build an automated recycle bin where it can move from one place to another place. And lastly, engineer can also create a new product from the material that easy to recycle and save costs.
So how others country promote PR? So we can see the loot industry from Canada. This company turned the shredded plastic and clothing into the new bottle for famous brand, especially Pepsi, Evian, and Coca-Cola. So what the special about this company? This company has an innovative recycling technology which use a process called depolymerization that requires no heat and pressure to deconstruct the plastic waste. And this company also take the existing plastic item and polyester fiber and turn them into new plastic, avoiding the use of petroleum and natural gas. So as you can see at the right picture, it looks revolutionary technology. Waste PET plastic can be upcycled. So why this company create this innovative technology? For your information, plastic waste can take up 1,000 years to break down. Even if we recycle in a common way, that require additional energy, which release even more greenhouse gases into the atmosphere. Okay, so the next one is Intel Corporation from the United States. This company is a global company who manufacture the computer product and technology. So they are making strong progress toward the sustainability. Since 2008, they have recycled more than 75% of total waste generated by its operation. So what they do in the 3R process, they invest more than 145 million in energy conservation project, which is saving an estimate 3.19 billion kilowatt per hour of energy. They also install more than 40 on-site projects that use solar, wind, fuel cell, and other alternative energy sources worldwide. And they also target to achieve zero total waste to landfill and implement the circular economy strategy for 60% of their manufacturing waste stream in collaboration with their supplier.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Muhammad Faris Salman and I will present about the design for the environment. If an engineer want to consider reduce, reuse and recycle slogan for the product design based on the environment. So there are three types of environment design, where the first one is the design for environmental manufacturing, where it is to solve the waste that is produced after the manufacturing process without harming the environment. So I would like to consider by using a non-toxic process and production material, because we know that the chemical that's come from this is quite hard to be disposed. And next is the design for environmental packaging, where we know that packaging is a process to protect and write the product, and plastic is the most common use. So because of that, I recommend to use the reusable pallets and packaging in order to reduce the plastic. And next is the design for disposal and recyclability, where it is the ability of product or material to get rid or converting waste resource into new materials and things, where as an example, like we can reuse the component that is not used by the user and assembly it. So that is for the design for the environment. So here is the life cycle of product to understand which stage we can apply the reduce, reuse and recycle. So the first one is the raw materials, where we get through mining activities, and next is we will manufacture the materials, and after that the product is manufactured through specific activities like casting or forging, and next is the product used by the user, and after the product is not used, it will be disposed. And however, it still can be reused by another user, or it can be recycled to get the materials or to get several parts or components for the product manufacture. As a conclusion, reuse, reduce and recycles are the solution that is accepted globally to overcome the environment issue nowadays, and we can follow the steps introduced by the UK government to enforce the environment law, like end-of-life vehicles, where this law states that any materials or component to produce the vehicle must not contain cadmium, lead, mercury or chromium, because this chemical is very dangerous, and we might want to consider 3R campaign as a awareness to the public and the future engineer.